This is a Galactic Network podcast.
The Podcast of Terror is a great podcast. It's covering movies that are not for children, and thus this podcast is not for children. The hosts are two adults who will use bad words from time to time. They'll also spoil movies if that's not your thing. So if you don't like spoilers and you don't want to hear some dirty language or some dirty references to dirty parts of your body, then please, please, please wash your body parts better and do not listen to this show. If you can handle it, and I hope you can because there's a great podcast coming up, then please proceed with Podcast of Terror.
Burn and fire, burn the fire. Burn and fire, burn the fire.
Welcome to episode 134 of the Podcast of Terror, production of the Galactic Network. For more on this podcast, including show notes, contact information, subscription links, go to gncast.com/pot. I'm your host, Matt Stein. There's no Corey. If you pay any attention to him on social media, he's moving in like 5 days. He's moving across the country from California back to Michigan, where his parents bore him. Yeah, that's about it. So I'm going to have a whole bunch of guest hosts until Corey's back, probably sometime in October. But we're back. We got that going for us. Plus, like a month and a half ago, we recorded an episode it was Corey. Corey was there with Grant Hill. I was incredibly drunk. I'm scared to go back and listen to it, so it's going to get released, but I don't know. I may have said something terribly racist. I'm sorry. I actually think there was an N word that got dropped, but I had to edit it out. That did happen. Grant said it. It wasn't me. But yeah, so sweet. We're back. Anyways, joining me this week, you've heard his name. You've seen his work. You may have seen his testicles. I'm not sure. I'm still trying to bark up that tree. But yeah, my very, very, very good friend of the show, friend of my band, friend of everybody, owner, creator. Well, you own Statusfear Media. You're about to start a podcast, which I'll have you talk about. He's being very quiet. He's just gingerly waiting for me to introduce him. Brad Gunnarson. Brad, how are you?
I'm good. How are you? I am here.
It just took so fucking long.
Well, I didn't want to interrupt your lovely introduction to the show.
My minutes of rambling.
Yes.
I think you're the first guest ever that hasn't interrupted me or called me stupid.
It'll happen.
Yeah, no, it's definitely going to happen.
The night is young.
Yeah. Especially with this giant turd shit movie you've brought, which is a really good representation of you as a human being and our friendship.
Thank you. I love you too.
We're going to be talking about Kiss meets the Phantom of the Park, which I did not know existed until we decided to do this. We'll get into that a little bit more later. But before we do that, I do want to talk about you, what you do, pant size, cock girth, and your horror movie background. In that order.
It's like me to go
just
smallest to largest, or
just whatever order you're most comfortable with.
not a lot to say.
No, that could be worse. So yeah, why don't you talk about? I mean, obviously we've hawked your Statusfear shit for a long time. I've worn shirts while recording, so people should have seen them. If not,
I've done your logo.
Yes, yeah. Brad did our artwork for the podcast. He did the layout for our CD, a lot of our band stuff, things that you've heard, seen. Yeah, I don't know what else.
Well, I do a number of things.
Yeah, you're a busy guy. Talk about it.
Well, I mean, it's kind of a little all over the place. So basically, it all comes back to music. So it's everything from artist management and artist development to merchandising to, general babysitting.
No wonder you love Kiss so much. Merchandising mastermind.
Right? Gene Simmons is kind of an inspiration when it comes to that.
Yeah.
Maybe not in a lot of other aspects of life, but at least in that one.
Trim Slade.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. Yeah. So I should mention, obviously everyone knows Brad's from Minneapolis. Brad's actually at my house because he's band-dadding for us tomorrow.
I am. Band-dadding, babysitting. We'll see what else happens. Probably spending money on getting somebody out of jail.
Probably. Combined.
Hopefully.
We're going to have a combined heart attack. We've already discussed that. It's...
Well, I wasn't in your house more than 5 seconds, and you handed me a pizza.
I know you.
You do. You're just taking care of me.
Well, not only that, but I'm a planner. You know that. Everyone knows that. And I was like, you got to tell me when you're at this point so I know when to put the pizza in. Because if I time it out correctly, that motherfucker's coming right out of the oven.
And I was about 2 minutes late, so I'm sorry. I let you down.
No, that was enough time to cool down.
It was still nice and toasty.
So you could just go right into your mouth hole with it.
What about the pizza?
You ate it afterwards. You needed post-coitus sustenance. It's just normal.
And dick jokes already.
Oh yeah, that's 5 minutes. That's pretty normal. Usually Corey would have had one or two, but I miss you, Corey. He's not dead. I don't know what I'm doing. So let's talk about this podcast that you're going to start, which we're going to record after this.
If we make it through this one.
We'll make it through it. It just might be a while.
What do you want to know? The origin? The inspiration?
All.
Well, basically, the whole idea behind it is I just feel like over the years with all the bands that I've worked with and people that I've gotten to meet and experiences that I have had. Anal, and how those have kind of affected my life, with those people, that I just wanted to have another outlet to kind of get those stories out and have it be a meaningful podcast where it's actually people that I know and that I've worked with or that have inspired me in some way. So the idea is to just get some of that stuff out, talk about these things, give people, a different look at maybe what band life is or how band life and personal life intertwine. And, I guess the idea really is to just, get more content out there that I feel is interesting and that I feel a lot of other people will think is interesting as well.
Yeah, I knew that. We literally talked about it.
Guest number one.
Yeah. So, obviously, we'll make sure that there's links and things when it comes out. This being your first show, I can't imagine you're going to be out on a schedule. I'm just fucking with you. You really shouldn't have that answer. Because I think it took me, when we first started doing this, it was like, I'm going to put these out on Mondays. And eventually it was like, maybe Tuesday.
Yeah. Ideally, I would like to get consistent with it. I've got a handful of people lined up already who want to do it. We haven't scheduled anything. Obviously, we'll work on stuff, tonight. And
yeah.
You got to get the first one out of the way.
Yeah. Yep. The slump buster.
Yeah. So you will be part of the failure.
Yep. You gotta fuck a 4
from there.
You gotta fuck a 4 to appreciate an 8. I'm a 4.
Huh.
We're gonna fuck.
I know.
Well, since you're new here, you're not new to me. I've had you
many ways,
about a baker's dozen times. What's your horror movie background? Not horrors.
Okay. Well, that's what I thought this was about. So I'm just gonna go.
I thought we were gonna talk about prostitutes for an hour.
My horror movie background is not very extensive. Not that I dislike the genre by any means. I just don't watch a ton of movies necessarily versus, say, like a TV series or something else. I'm not in front of my TV, or I'm not going to movies as much as I'm doing other things. So I think that's probably part of it, that I'm just a little selective with, I'm only going to watch this, so whatever.
The benefit to living in a real city.
Right.
Not
there
a
are
cornfield.
a lot of things to distract me from watching horror movies. However, I would say, honestly, it's kind of a funny story. So maybe this is where I was scarred for life with it, too, was I remember, I don't even know what grade I was in school, but I was at my cousin's house and stayed there for a weekend or whatever. I don't know if it was just a a weekend or like a long school break or something like that. But we were up late one night, and I don't remember if it was actually MTV or what, but the Thriller video came on, Michael Jackson Thriller. And I was just, at first I was like, okay, cool, like whatever. And then all of the sudden, like, the transformation happens and the yellow eyes and all of that. And I lost it. Like, I don't think I actually like slept through the night for a good solid week.
Jesus.
And I still remember this, like how I would wake up in the middle of the night and that's all I could see. And I would just have a total meltdown.
So, and that's funny you say that, because that was what, early 80s?
I mean,
Man, if there was only a way to figure out when Michael Jackson's Thriller.
Google. You're a very fast typer.
I type for a living.
Very aggressive typer.
Well, I have the loudest keyboard ever. I need people to know where I'm coming from. Wikipedia, 83. Okay, so consider what is norm now versus 83. So that shit was terrifying then. Now
it's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah. It's goofy looking, and like the new. I think the new Predator came out today, and that's probably far more gory or graphic than the fucking Thriller video.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, there's nothing scary about that video at all.
No, but how old are you?
Too old.
Oh, okay, never mind. We'll get that.
Older than you.
We'll get that.
Birthday boy.
What? No, I'm saying, not how old are you now? How old were you?
I don't remember. I was like elementary school.
Okay, so it wasn't like that's not like an unreasonable age for you to have that reaction to the video. It's kind of where I'm going with that.
For me, honestly, like growing up and not really having a way to, let's say, experience that type of visual. Yes. That type of visual, with like, like the werewolf costume and like the eyes and everything, the teeth and like, the zombies dance. Like, I just didn't know what it was. I didn't even know what was going on.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, I think about it now and it's hilarious, which is why, we're talking about it. It's more funny than it is like actual horror background or anything like that.
Well, but still.
But it's definitely like, I don't know. I feel like it's a pretty funny story when I think back on it. And I'm like, oh yeah, like this music video, that's, one of the most recognizable music videos and songs and albums of all time across all genres, scared the living shit out of me to where I couldn't sleep for a week as like a young child.
Yeah. Which is, I mean, yeah.
So, I mean, it's just pretty funny.
It's certainly funny, and I don't know if I've ever told you this. I know I've talked about it on here, but I had Hellraiser on VHS, and I borrowed it from someone, and it scared me so bad that I buried it in the bottom of the garbage can. It wasn't mine, and I still put it in the garbage.
Well, I feel really good about what I just talked about.
Yeah. So, granted, Thriller and Hellraiser, two very different, but yeah, I fucking buried that garbage can. Or I buried that VHS in the bottom of the garbage. That was funny. I still remember it to this day. I watched it in like the middle of the afternoon in my parents' bedroom.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter if you're a kid and you have not seen anything like that, and you don't know like what's real and what's not at that point. Yeah, you're gonna put it in the garbage.
Well, not only that, but
a safe place.
Even underneath the banana peels. Even when I was a kid, like you didn't have the ability to just open your phone and see a picture of whatever you wanted.
Right, or you couldn't look up if something was
fake,
real or fake or whatever. Whose VHS tape was that?
I remember the guy's name. I think Jesse Semf.
Did he ever ask to have it back?
Don't know. I creeped him on Facebook not that long ago, and I'm like, I wonder if he ever misses that tape.
Huh.
I should fucking buy Hellraiser on VHS and like mail it to him.
Yeah,
and just see what happens.
Yeah.
He became a Latter-day Saint at one point.
Well, it's because you stole his fucking Hellraiser VHS. This is your fault.
Is owning Hellraiser on VHS like a reason to stay out of the Church of Latter-day Saints? What's your reasoning here?
You Google that too. I don't know.
Okay, hang on. Okay. Is owning Hellraiser on VHS. A reason to not be a ladder.
This is going to go right to youporn.com, isn't
I
it?
hope so. Church president used Latter-day... No. That's fucking stupid. Apparently Mormons want to be Latter-day Saints and not Mormons anymore.
Oh, make up your fucking mind.
Get the fuck out of here. All right. Google search results yield nothing.
Well, that poor guy.
Yeah, right. Sucks for him, I guess. Man, the show's a lot harder without Corey around to like steer it in a direction that it needs to go in. Because normally I'm just drinking.
I mean, you have a large red cup next to you.
And this is honestly, this is what you're drinking. It's water. We have to get up we have to leave to that fucking show at 9 a.m.
Yeah, you have to be alert and perform tomorrow.
I have to perform in the middle of the fucking sun.
It's only going to be 84 degrees tomorrow.
Yeah, I know. September, 84.
Yeah, and you're playing outside.
Yep. I'm going to bring a change of dungarees.
Good idea.
I actually wasn't planning on bringing an extra pair of shorts or underwear, just a different shirt, probably a towel.
You're just going to wear the towel around the bottom half of your body?
I'm actually just going to pull the sheets off my bed and just wear that tomorrow.
Huh. So it's a toga party.
It is now. We're just going to toga.
That's where Drown the Lifeguard is going.
Just drown the toga.
New album hitting the, fraternities at the University of Wisconsin.
Fuck, man, I'd play a fraternity
Toga
party.
party metal.
Toga metal.
I mean, it would be cool. It'd be like in a front yard.
Probably a free beer.
Free beer.
We still wouldn't get paid.
Still wouldn't get paid.
So the only difference is that we're in a front yard instead of a bar.
And wearing bed sheets?
Wearing bed sheets.
Huh.
But now I'm like old enough, I could probably like afford, like if we were doing this at college age, I would get cheap ones. But now as an adult, like I can get a couple hundred thread counts.
Yeah.
So it's going to feel real nice when I sweat through it.
I'm looking forward to seeing this.
Oh my God. We should fuck.
And that's a complete lie.
I wish we had a Halloween show coming up. We talked about dressing up as Kiss and making Tim also be Peter Criss because no one fucking
I
cares.
feel like you guys would dress up as Kiss and Tim would just be Tim.
It's Kiss and Tim. You know what? That's a great idea. Maybe next year for Halloween.
Like, I'm not fucking doing this.
Oh, God. Fucking Tim. Yeah, in addition to water, we're drinking Habit coffee because, it's 9:30. Why not drink coffee?
Well, we have things to do.
It's normal for you.
Also, this is just what I drink.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. This is the first coffee that I've drank today. I was saving myself for you.
Like usual.
Yeah, I just, a lot of times, well, it's hot as fuck, so I didn't want to drink hot coffee when it's
Doesn't
hot
matter.
as fuck. Well, I normally drink iced coffee, and I didn't make any until this morning. And then Alyssa decided she was going to have a bunch of it today, so that's just less cold coffee I have for tomorrow.
Huh.
But it's fine. We'll hit up the sweet, sweet motherland of Quick Trips. I wonder if they have fucking pumpkin spice coffee now.
You are a basic bitch, and I don't know what you just said to me.
Season. It's pumpkin spice season. I've had 2 pumpkin spice beers today. I had pumpkin spice cereal.
You sent me a photo last night.
I have a pumpkin spice beer I had yesterday. That was cold brew pumpkin spice. That's as basic as it gets. I had pumpkin bar yesterday. I got some Belvita breakfast pumpkin biscuits at my desk.
I don't fuck with pumpkin.
If it's got pumpkin in it, I'll eat it right now. I made pumpkin bread pudding last year. It was pretty good, but I don't need like 9 pounds of pumpkin bread pudding. I'm trying to lose weight, and that it just literally does the opposite.
Yeah, but I mean that's one of those things that you only have seasonally.
Yeah, and
you splurge
just,
and like whatever.
Let's put some gourd on top of a loaf of bread with some sugar, bake it.
I mean,
it's good as fuck though. I wish I had some. Someone's got to have some. It'll go really good with this coffee. Yeah, I forgot what I said. Habit. Snake oil is the new roast.
Yep.
If you're a long-time listener, you probably remember Matt talking about it the last time he was on. If he's listening, he should come back. Come back, Matt. I sometimes I get drunk and text him, and he just responds with like one word. I'm like, oh my God, I'm annoying.
Shut up is one word.
I think the last time I texted him was last Thanksgiving, and I was like, hey man, I hope you had a good Thanksgiving. And he just said, yep. Like, Well, then.
Good talk.
Yeah. That was fun. He's a very busy man. He hangs out with people like Hapthor, who was the fucking mountain in Game of Thrones, and
Oh, I know that guy.
Jen Wiederstrom.
That guy, too.
That's a chick. She's actually... She's actually pretty smoking hot.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely a chick.
Yeah. Didn't I send you this picture?
Yes.
She was at the Donald Driver softball game in Appleton.
Oh.
Yeah.
I stood next to Donald Driver one time.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Could people tell you apart?
No. I hear that a lot, that we look a lot alike. No, he, last August, when Hope Country was playing down in Arcadia, Wisconsin, at the Ashley for the Arts Festival.
Yeah.
Gavin DeGraw was one of the headliners.
Oh.
So all of a sudden, like, we're
Yep.
hanging out back at catering, just kicking it, eating all the free food that we can because
They have a nice spread?
Huh?
Nice spread?
I mean, it was like hotel food, but I ate everything I could get my hands on.
No cheese platter?
No, it was like
I gotta show you this fucking cheese tray. Keep telling your story while I find this picture.
But yeah, all of a sudden, like, we're just hanging out backstage and just waiting around for, someone else we wanted to see play. And this tour bus comes rolling in, and it's got Donald Driver's photo on the side of it, large as can be. And we're like, what is happening right now?
Oh.
And all of the
Quick sidebar. This showed up on my groups you may want to join on Facebook. Divorced dads with kids. I'm not divorced, nor do I have kids.
Huh.
Yep. All right. Anyways, sorry. Donald Driver's head. Also, you
So
should
yeah,
watch this.
the Donald Driver tour bus just happens to show up, and a bunch of dudes get off, and like so does he, and we're like, what the fuck is Donald Driver doing here? Well, Gavin DeGraw was one of the headliners, and they were on
Yeah.
Dancing with the Stars together. So
I didn't know that's what
he
they meant.
introduced him before his set, and then like while he's playing, Brent and I are standing like 3 feet from Donald Driver, and
Yeah.
we're just saying to each other, we're standing next to Donald Driver, and yeah.
Yeah, Brent from
That's really about it with that story.
Brent from Hope Country's from Osseo, Wisconsin.
Yeah.
So if anyone listening even knows where that is, I tip my hat to you because I barely fucking know where it is, and I only know where it is because I used to drive through it to get to Eau Claire to visit my wife.
Yep. You've seen the sign.
I have. I saw the porn store too, off of Highway 10
Yep.
and 94. So this is
You've seen it from the inside.
I've seen it from all sides, front side, back side, inside, outside.
What is this photo
upside.
that you're showing me?
So this is a picture. My best friend had a engagement party,
Uh-huh.
and this is the fucking cheese platter, the
Wow.
charcuterie board, if you will.
Remember?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I remember.
You got one of those from Target when you were out
there was
for Warped Tour a few weeks ago.
trying to class up American Juggalo too, which was a huge letdown.
This is true.
Um,
So disappointed.
But yeah, dude. And I looked at a list and I'm like, I don't know what to eat, and she goes, eat one of everything.
She's not wrong.
No, so I literally had one of every cheeses.
There are so many things on that.
Yeah, and
that
I was trying
you
to
could have.
I was trying to snipe a picture real quick, which is why it's super fuzzy. But
It's kind of like walking through the food court at the Mall of America, where like all the fast food places have a platter of chunks of food with toothpicks in them.
Yep.
And they're just yelling out sample, and it's like you just walk through, take your time walking through, and you pretty much have a full meal.
yeah, you don't even need to pay for
Yeah.
it. Anyways, we should probably talk about this fucking movie.
Probably. Not a lot to say.
I have a lot to say too. Man,
Well,
the budget was $3 million on this dog turd.
1978, $3 million.
Let's check inflation. 1978 inflation calculator. I love the internet. 1978 to 2017. What is that?
11 million.
11 million. Yeah. God dang.
That's still not a lot for a movie,
No, but it's a lot for what this movie was. Now,
An after-school special.
yeah. Shit. So if you've never had the pleasure of watching this movie, so basically, is it called Space Mountain? I know it was filmed at Space Mountain, so I don't know if they changed the name for the movie or not.
Yeah, it's like a Six Flags
It was very difficult,
park or whatever.
very difficult to pay attention to this movie, and not your fault. Just
Well, let's give
what
some
it
background
is.
on how this movie was picked.
yeah,
Was.
definitely.
As I've already fully admitted, the horror genre is not my specialty. So as we were talking about ideas, Strangeland came up for me,
Which,
which had already been covered, so we skipped that.
and if you remember, that was the movie in which we were called fat hipsters
Yeah, you told me that.
for talking about it. I love that movie, and
I actually, yeah.
it was once again. If you listen to the show, you've heard me say all this before. That was a childhood movie.
Uh-huh.
That soundtrack was fucking amazing for the time.
Yep.
And I still watch that movie, and I still think it's a great movie. There's nothing bad about it. Corey didn't like it, and some chick called us fat hipsters, and Jake spent 5 minutes on the internet, found half-naked pictures of that girl. She can go fuck herself. Corey actually invited her to be on our show.
Yeah.
Like, he totally turned this thing around, and they were trying to set up a time, and then she just stopped talking to us.
Huh.
I'm like, well, her life must be real awesome.
Yeah. I mean, for me, like that, the reason I wanted to do that movie first was like the Dee Snider thing, of course, and I actually worked that soundtrack when I was
Really?
doing. Yeah, like that was a record that we had worked at Streetwise, which is where I was working back at that time. So yeah, it was all like the new metal bands and stuff like that.
Strangeland. I thought we were talking about the Kiss one. And I'm like, what?
No. How old do you think I am?
That's why I was really surprised. I'm like, you transcend space and time.
No boundaries.
Did you also work on Tales from the Crypt with Ken? Sorry,
I'm gonna tell him you said that
inside
tomorrow.
joke. Do you know how many times JR has called him the Crypt Keeper to his face and done the laugh? This isn't the first time.
That doesn't surprise me.
No,
at all.
not at all.
I can see JR doing that.
Yeah. Hopefully he'll do it
I'm
tomorrow.
actually just gonna ask him to do that for me.
Good. Yeah.
The first thing I'm gonna say to him is, "Hey, I need a favor."
Fuck. Please do. 'Cause
Where's Ken?
I love that so much. Yeah. Anyways.
But yeah, I mean, for me, I think about like what I associated with that as we go way back in time to like Thriller video time and whatever. Like Kiss was like that mystical fucking thing for me, as a kid. So I was so into like the character aspect of Kiss and like how Gene Simmons as the demon, like that. But that was like,
I know.
I know we've had those talks about that Kiss before, but
yeah, and it's for what it was. It wasn't terrible, but it was terrible.
yes, I think we agreed that it was a really good terrible movie. Mm-hmm. Or
Absolutely.
a pretty good terrible movie.
And I think one of the first things I said to you when because we both stopped about 20 minutes short and finished it just before we did this.
Yeah.
Not like I really caught anything in those last 20 minutes that were like we could have not watched the final 20 minutes and all we would have missed was another performance of Rock and Roll All Night.
Yeah, performance number 2.
Just if it's so nice, you got to play it twice. It's just although there was the line that is actually even quoted out on the Wikipedia page that says he created Kiss to destroy Kiss, and he lost.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, if you ever want to watch
Not
this,
that anybody wants to go watch this movie.
if you want to watch 87 minutes of Kiss performances,
Yeah.
it was an hour and 20-minute music video with
Right.
some shitty story that didn't need to even be there.
And we had talked about too, like the story itself, like in general, isn't terrible.
No, I think it would be a great story if they took the same basic concept, which, before we go off on another tangent, is it's a theme park and there's a mad scientist type guy who gets fired. Red flag number 1, security does not walk him out. So he goes right back to his laboratory and continues to make more androids of people. He basically kidnaps the kids. You see a little...
I think that one was an actual employee.
Was it?
Yeah.
So there was the three kids that were fucking around that there's like, go to the Chamber of Horrors, and he kidnaps them, and then later you see he turns them into like colonial people. So I think that's where you start to get the idea where he takes like problem guests or just people in general, and then turns them into androids, and to build his army.
Yeah, because he was mad that
his wife didn't put out.
Well, yeah.
So I'm going to start an android army. Is what this is going to happen.
But like he was mad that there was a Kiss concert at his amusement park and it was bringing in the wrong crowd or whatever. So he wanted to get those people out of there.
Yeah. So yeah, that's kind of the basic is he's trying to destroy Kiss.
Yep.
So if you take the concept of a mad scientist who kidnaps people and then reprograms them to be androids and do his bidding, like that's a pretty decent movie.
Right.
Gore it up for 2018.
And even if it takes place in an amusement park.
Exactly. There's nothing wrong with that. My Alyssa and I went and saw The Nun. Mm-hmm. What a fucking dog turd.
Really?
Oh, it was not good at all.
Huh.
Going off topic here a little bit, but The Conjuring 1 and 2, great movies. And so The Nun came to be because the nun was a demon in The Conjuring.
Huh?
She came multiple times in this movie.
Good for her.
Yeah. Just fucking really kind of... I don't know what I'm doing.
Something with a fist. Use your imagination, friends.
It'd be better if this was a video. But so everyone thought the nun was so fucking scary that they're like, we're gonna give her own movie. So they like forced all of these angles to be into the Conjuring movies and gave her a backstory, and it was very predictable. And then there was the one guy who had like all these one-liners, and he wasn't really funny. And by the end, I just wanted him to fucking stop. To compound my feelings in the movie, the fucking lady next to me took her shoes off, just barefoot in a movie theater, crushing squeaky popcorn the whole time, talking.
What'd she have to say? What's she talking about?
Her presumably boyfriend, husband, whatever, would like whisper, and she would like full volume respond. And
love that.
Oh, and
inside voices, people.
Yeah, and like towards the end, it was like every time something suspenseful would happen, she would just go. And then there's the end scenes, and she's like, "No, don't look in the mirror."
Did that have anything to do with the nun coming, or
she may have been coming. She was getting finger blasted during the nun. That's why she was talking so loud. She couldn't keep her volume down. Last complaint about this lady: she had one of those fucking toothpick things that she was hucking corn husks out of her teeth during the movie, and she would wait until there started to be sound, and I'd just hear ding, 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 and Alyssa's like, "What the fuck is that?"
How did you not create your own?
I don't know.
Horror movie.
I don't know. I just we got up and walked out, and I was like, "You should be proud of me," because I didn't stab her 37 times in a movie theater.
Would have made for a great story. Just saying.
God damn it! But we wouldn't be here right now talking about Kiss meets the Phantom of the Park.
Podcast from prison.
That's true. How long do you get when you're on the phone there? Like 10 minutes? We'd have to do it in 10-minute increments.
No dick jokes to take up time.
Someone's probably trying to get into my butthole the whole time.
Speaking of dick jokes.
Yeah. The joke would be on my butthole when there's a dick in it.
Well, I mean,
I don't want
it's
to
2018. Gives a fuck.
Just open your mind and your butt cheeks. I don't even know where the fuck we are.
Your dog was trying to do things earlier.
Yeah, Booger kept trying to. He'd hump me and he'd hump Brad, and it was just a fucking nightmare. He's a horny little guy. He doesn't even have balls. He's trying to fucking fuck everything.
Guy's got to live, right?
Yeah, right. But he can lick his own dick. Like, you don't need to hump me if you can lick your own dick. If I could lick my own dick, I'd probably be single. There'd be no need for the tax write-off. Good thing she doesn't listen to this. Otherwise,
I'll tell her all
I might be
about it.
living on my own. No, she can never find anyone else to deal with her crap, so I'm pretty much her only option. I know you took notes, which is very ambitious of you. I
Use that term very loosely.
Well, you wrote things down. I cleaned my house while watching this movie.
Yeah. I mean, you know, like you had mentioned, it's basically an 87-minute music video. And I thought the funny stuff, like, I mean, it's more comical than, I mean, it's bad, but it's like,
but it's
adds
funny
that
bad.
comical aspect.
Yeah.
You know, it's like the real life, you know, Bam and Pow bubbles, you know, in a comic book or whatever, where like the laser eyes, you know, and the voice effects of like you can barely understand a word that Gene Simmons says the whole movie because there's this effect on his voice, which you're probably putting on my voice right now. And I don't know.
Nothing
'cause I'm not
yet.
hearing.
Nothing yet. By the time this is over, you're going to sound like a chick and you're just going to be talking about dicks.
Sick.
Yeah, one guy's talking about Kiss, the other's just talking about dicks. And that was one of the first things I pointed out. Because when I first heard it, my initial thought was like, oh, they're taking away the demon's powers and he's dying. And that's why he sounds all goofy. And it just never stopped.
Yep. Nope. That was just
That's just the way it is.
special effects.
The other thing that kind of blew my fucking mind is when the cops go to talk to Kiss and they're just sitting poolside on like lifeguard chairs in fucking chainmail, like full body chainmail suits.
Yep.
Like, is that Kiss just hangs out in chainmail robes?
Oh, I do that.
I gotta get a hold of your chainmail guy.
You just come over at the wrong time.
Now I gotta stop telling you when I'm coming so I can see this chainmail.
Yeah. No, I mean the voice effects, the laser eyes, and like the light up eyes, and just all of the, the superpower stuff was just really cheesy.
Mm-hmm.
But I think, when you look at like what the movie, like how the movie came about, like it's a Hanna-Barbera production,
Which blew my fucking mind.
yeah, it's basically a cartoon company, or a cartoon, production company making this Kiss movie. And it was a made-for-TV movie as well. So it's like there was going to be restrictions on, kind of what it was going to be and what they were going to actually have in it. And I think they were trying to get that kind of mainstream, safe, not scare anybody with it, and in turn sell some records. Not that Kiss needed help selling records. But when you put them on broadcast television for an hour and a half or 2 hours, whatever it was, like with commercials and stuff, I mean, to me, that was also kind of the as I've followed Kiss through their career, and as they've maybe, I don't want to say they've started to go away, because like the farewell tour will go until Gene Simmons is dead.
Are they still on the farewell tour?
I think they played like Duluth like last summer or something. So I mean, it's like still.
So I want to say that they were in the area.
Yeah, I think they played somewhere in like a smaller, not a major Wisconsin city. So
they played Green Bay not that long ago.
Yeah,
but I think it was like a couple of years.
Yeah, but I mean, still, to be 146 years old and still playing.
Fuck right.
But
I'm just looking at their makeup designs. Like, what the fuck?
I mean, when I was in, I think it was 9th grade for Halloween, my friend and I dressed up as Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley for Halloween. And by dressed up, I mean, we just painted our faces and wore all black, no platform boots or anything like that.
Yeah. I'd like to see you do some ninja kicks and those things, though.
We'll see what we can do later.
I got
fire up the YouTube stream and we'll do that.
Just do ninja kicks and platform boots.
But we dressed up as Kiss, or so we thought, put on some makeup. But we had a can of Aquanet hairspray, and we had that like in our our trick or treat bags, and we would go up to somebody's door. And, we'd knock and we'd get candy, and then they'd shut the door. And if they had a pumpkin on their steps or whatever that had an actual candle in it, we would spray the hairspray in there, and it would just torch the pumpkin.
They have a cruise, by the way.
Oh, yeah. They have everything.
Fucking goddamn.
Literally everything. But, yeah, then our friend's dad caught us doing that. Yeah, that didn't go well. But yeah, I mean, ultimately, with the movie and how cheesy it was, and it's not something that really caught on. And when it was released in other parts of the world, like there was title changes, and some of the footage was different and things like that too. And from what I gather about it, Kiss always kind of like downplayed it because they didn't really like it. But I'm sure they got paid very well.
$10.2 million? Total.
I'd probably do it.
I'd do a lot of things for that much money.
Yeah, I'd literally do anything for that kind of money.
This movie was called Attack of the Phantoms in Europe and Kiss Phantoms in Italy.
Yeah. And I think actually at the beginning of the movie, I think it just says Attack of the Phantoms.
Yes. Well, it depends on where I download.
So
I didn't pay for this thing.
We don't know what version we watched. Maybe it's on the cover on the
Well, this is the Kiss. No, it's really small, but
Yeah.
Kiss meets the Phantom of the Park. Yeah, I don't know. I'm looking at Kiss tour dates over here because why not? Canceled shows. Manchester, England. Bitches. Oh, Manchester arena bombing. Oh, I'm a dick.
I think. I mean, speaking of tour, the actual footage, at least early on. At the end, it gets kind of weird because of like the fight on stage and everything with fake Kiss or bad Kiss and real Kiss.
Yeah,
But
which I really liked when you pointed out that the second Ace Frehley was clearly Asian dude.
Yeah, yeah. But early in the movie, like the first couple performances are actually like really good, especially for like capturing a live show in 1978.
Yeah.
Where there's not a lot of bells and whistles going into the filming of it, but I mean that's their strength as a band.
Yeah. So real quick here, in 2016, Kiss played Milwaukee and Green Bay, and La Crosse, and Boise, Idaho at the Taco Bell Arena. Which I really wanted to go see Metallica in Boise at the Taco Bell Arena just so I could say I went to Taco Bell Arena.
I mean, that's fair.
Yeah. So it looks like 2016 was the last time that they would have done like the smaller,
Like the
medium circuit, I
B or
guess.
C market kind of stuff.
Yeah, because it looks like the Taco Bell Arena is like a 7,000 person venue. Green Bay 7,400. I want to say.
Where they play in Green Bay?
Resch Center.
Is that the place next to Lambeau?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's like where wrestling is all the time. I
Yeah.
saw Metallica there in
Metallica,
like
yeah.
2004.
Never take me to anything there.
What's that?
You never take me to anything there.
Do you want to notice something?
I don't know.
We're going to fight about it? Taking you to Lambeau, shut your fucking mouth.
That's true. I'd rather just look at it from the outside from
It's
Lambeau.
it's not bad, but the thing is anything that's going to be there, you can see in the cities. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'll
So-
see that at like the Target Center or
Yeah.
whatever in Minneapolis.
Yeah.
So
How many people does the Target Center hold?
Target Center, at least for basketball, I think it's about 19,000
Oh,
or just
damn.
under 19,000.
Yeah, 19,356.
And I think the Excel Center in St. Paul
20,554.
is pretty close. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Say it's right around 20,000. And I've seen concerts at both, like everyone from Tool to Foo Fighters to No Doubt to whatever,
Yeah.
I mean, everybody big. Trying to think of like, I when I went to pick up your beer the other night, I forgot to tell you this. When I went down to Barrel Theory, I was like, okay, I'm going to St. Paul. I'm going to go to Casetta's,
Oh, fuck yeah.
the motherfucking holy land for me.
That's the place where we had second lunch that day.
Yes. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna get this pasta and these meatballs, and I'm just gonna get super carved out and go home and probably just fall asleep. And I was like, oh man, there's a lot of people around, and there must be something going on at the XL Center because it's a block away from the XL Center.
Yeah.
And a lot of times if it's super busy, there's a wait to get into the parking lot. And I pulled in and I got in right away, and the back lot was pretty full, but that's really nothing new. But I'm like, what's going on? All these people are dressed up like they're trying too hard or whatever. So as I'm walking into the restaurant, I'm looking on my phone to see what's going on. I'm like, oh, Bruno Mars is playing there.
Oh.
So I walk in, and the line of people was like 200 deep. So I was like, well, nope. But, yeah, that's like, that's the type of level of artist that plays at the XL Center.
Yeah.
Trying
to think. Oh, that's their the Wild play.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because I saw Metallica in like 2008 at Target Center.
At Target Center?
Yeah.
Okay. That's where they played the other night, too.
Yeah, I know.
last
I
week.
wish I would have fucking went.
Yeah, they got the good set list. You got the shit set list.
Well, like I told Ken, I said if I would have went, they would have been like, "Hey, surprise! We're gonna play Saint Anger in
Front
its
and back.
entirety, and
Twice.
seven songs off the new album." Yeah, it is what it is.
I mean, I get it with, like with bands like that.
It's just, yeah, it's
'Cause
an
they
expensive
gotta-
habit.
Yeah, but then they got to save something for the farewell tour because that's going to end up being like,
I think they'll play until someone dies.
Yeah.
I don't, they drop down to playing like 50 shows a year, which, this tour started September 2nd in Madison, and it goes to like March. So they'll play like in February they play one day.
Okay, yeah.
So, they I don't think they played 2 days in a row. So they played like Sunday in Madison, and then it was Tuesday in Minneapolis, and like Thursday.
Yeah.
And then I think it was like Saturday or something.
Yeah.
So I fucking do that.
Yeah, and full disclosure, I went to see Taylor Swift a couple weeks ago.
Nothing wrong with that.
But that was a special circumstance. I fucking love Taylor Swift for one.
Well,
However,
that's what I'm saying.
I had one of my good friends hook something up, and then also know somebody in her band, so that allowed me to get some inside information.
Anal?
Yes.
Okay, good.
No.
Damn it.
But they might do 2 or 3 nights in a row in the same city, but at this point in that tour, yeah, they're playing they played 2 nights in Minneapolis, and then they had a whole week,
so
and they weren't playing till the next weekend in Kansas City.
Oh, so do they do the same set list every night?
Yeah.
Okay. So
I think with like that kind of production and everything,
I guess you almost
really
have to.
had it, yeah.
Yeah. So and that's like because people always ask because Ken and I are going back to see Metallica in like a fucking month, and it's like they play the same 7-8 songs off the new album, and then everything else in the middle kind of changes. And if you look at the set, well, now clearly the encore is Spit Out the Bone, Nothing Else Matters, Enter Sandman. So which was funny because I don't know if I told you, but we had box seats, which you knew, but everyone in that box was like so fucking pumped for that encore, and Ken and I are just like pounding beers and eating soft pretzels in the back.
How much more free food can we
well,
get
that's
before
the thing.
we go?
Well, and Ken's like, man, he goes, how fucking cheap I am. He goes, you'd think I would have brought the big purse. And I'm like, man, take like a fucking soda to go. Like, I didn't pay for this.
Right.
Like, these people drink the sweet out of beer. So the Kohl Center doesn't sell booze because it's the college campus. But the suites get stocked with beer.
Okay.
So it was a bunch of like middle-aged businessmen who were 18 this night, and they fucking drank the thing out by like the 4th song.
Yeah, shocking.
Granted, Jim Brewer's a god-awful opener for Metallica, so people wanted to drink more heavily. But they restocked it, and like they almost cleared the thing out a second time. So by the end of it, I just wanted a fucking soft pretzel. I ate like a slice of pizza and a soft pretzel and just started dipping it in all the cheeses.
You had some nachos too.
I didn't eat the nachos because we had eaten pizza before. Because I went, my buddy Seth bought
no excuse.
Well,
always eat the nachos.
When I finally got to the nacho platter, like I think they'd been sitting, so it was a little weird. But
Sure. Soggy chips.
Yeah. So we went to Glass Nickel Pizza with my buddy Seth because he took his son Theo. So Theo was like 11 and got to see Metallica. And like we could see him from our seats, and the kid's just losing his fucking mind. And I'm like, that's awesome. Because I had tickets, got the box seats, so I sold this Seth.
Yeah,
but,
that's right.
Yeah. So it was. I had eaten a full meal, and then we get to the suite, and they're like, "Hey, we got pizza and nachos and wings."
Like 4th meal.
I know. Part of me was like, "Just fucking eat it, man." But we were like the dirty kids. Like I'm pretty sure people didn't think we should have been there. I wore a cattle decapitation shirt, and a bunch of guys like in polo shirts, just kind of milling around.
Yeah, but those guys started listening to Metallica when Load came out.
That's a really, really good point.
Fuck those guys.
We'll totally get into all of this on your podcast too. But I just remember like we were sitting, like Ken and I we went there, grabbed I grabbed like 4 beers and just sat down. I was like, I'm good for a while. And a guy comes in like an old Ride the Lightning shirt, like clearly looks like he was in the office all day, and he just goes, "Can you guys feel it?" And I'm like, that dude is like a fucking pig in shit right now. Like he's been waiting all month for this. I'm like, good for him, man. Fucking let loose. When do you think they'll make Metallica meets the Phantom of the Park?
Well, that's interesting because one thing I did put in my notes was I feel like there should be a remake of this in 2000 something.
With Kiss or with a different band?
Foo Fighters.
See, that would be funny.
Because Dave Grohl is hilarious.
Yeah.
And a total fucking cheeseball.
Yeah.
And would play the part so well.
And I think the different approach would be that it would be written to be funny. And like, I don't think this was meant to be funny.
Right.
But I agree. Like,
I think it was written to like, who fucking knows? Like really, there's no point. There's no point to this movie at all. which is why Foo Fighters should remake this.
Yeah.
Because, like, I mean, you watch, like, you know, their music videos and stuff like that, and you see them play live, and it's that same, you know, high energy, you know, kind of thing, like rock music for the masses, like Kiss was. And I just feel like personality-wise, Foo Fighters in Kiss makeup, and you know, you could have the double Peter Criss because of the amount of band members. You know, it would just really, it would be hilarious.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna tweet at Dave Grohl as soon as we're done with this.
Why wait?
I'm gonna be like, bro,
Why even wait?
because I'm leaning back right now and I can't.
No, that's
reach my
fine.
phone.
I just didn't want you to feel like you have to wait. Like
I just
texting
I'm
my
just
wife
gonna be
dick
like,
pics
bro,
over here.
I need a favor.
Yeah, I need to call in a hot one.
We did the math on a Google, you know, inflation
million.
tool.
Yeah.
I know you got this, like, sitting in your sock drawer. So
Oh man, I was trying to think of something funny in my sock drawer. I have like my backup wedding ring in there.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's a story you'll have to tell me.
Oh no. So I got like the one that I wear is like white gold. So it's expensive. So I got like a shitty like titanium black one
For when you go to the strip club.
for when I go to the strip club and I want all the hoes to know what's up.
The Bean Snapper?
The Bean Snapper. I still never been to Bean
I don't get to
Snappers.
drive by that anymore since you don't live in that part of
We could
town.
go past it tomorrow if you want.
I mean,
We could just take the long way to get there.
I like how it wasn't we could go there tomorrow. It was we could go look at it.
It's going to be closed at
I don't
9
want
a.m.
I don't want
It should be closed at 9 a.m.
Yeah.
I don't
Well-
know. We could stop there after the show when we get back.
I mean, you know,
Let's see what time it is.
You only
I'm
live
not
w-
opposed to it.
you only live once.
Do you think I get a
believe?
birthday lap dance?
You do. I mean, that's from me, but
Oh. Do you think I get a birthday lap dance from a lady with questionable morals? And floppy beef curtains?
probably get a whole lot from. What is the town that's in? Is that Black River Falls? No.
No. Black River Falls is on the west side of the state. Black Creek? No,
Yeah,
it's not.
yeah,
Is
it
it
might
Clinton?
be.
No, God damn it.
No, I think it's Black Creek.
It's close to Black Creek. It's on the way to Black Creek. Bean Snappers.
Oh, you're not going to fuck up your Google search history anymore
So it
than it's
says
already
Bean-
done. So,
It says Appleton. Macville.
Hackville.
Yeah, it's literally, yeah.
Who doesn't want to go to a place called Bean Snappers?
In Macville,
In
across the street from a
Macville.
church.
Yep. I always got a kick out of that when I used to drive
So-
down to your old place.
Funny thing,
What the fuck is Barefoot Gypsies?
so it's a coffee shop, but they serve, I think it's Altera coffee. We could probably stop there tomorrow if you want, assuming it's open. But this used to be a bar owned by the owner of Bean Snappers because Bean Snappers doesn't serve alcohol. Because to be able to
you told me that.
to be able to show clam, you can't sell booze. So the guy owned the bar across the street, so you could go across the street, have a bunch of beers, and then head back over to Bean Snappers.
BYOB Titty Bar.
Fuck yeah, man! It's almost as bad as that titty bar that we went to, where the strippers had to pay for their own songs.
Wow.
Yeah, that was called Trudy's. It's across the street from Fleet Farm in Plymouth, Wisconsin. The owner would tell racist jokes and then give you a shot. If you were drinking mixed drinks, that just meant she dumped more booze on top of your drink.
Wow.
Yeah, her favorite joke. What do you call a tree full of women? A country. 5 foot tall big German lady, and just smoked a pack a day.
Wow.
Yeah, dude, it was an experience.
Sounds about right.
Yeah. Do you have anything else you want to cover on this movie? Kind of bounced around a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I think we had kind of talked also about, you know, the soundtrack and things like that and how it was. It's essentially, I mean, it's all Kiss related, which totally makes sense. It was interesting how, you know, it was like, you know, it starts and it ends with Rock and Roll All Night, which is, you know, obviously their most recognizable song.
Yeah.
Far from their best song. But a lot of the stuff in between was, you know, like from their solo albums and stuff like that. And then, you know, the overly dramatic, you know, acting during Beth and stuff like that, which...
So fun tidbit. Oh, fuck, where did it go? Oh, it says the only time Chris's actual voice is heard in the movie is during the acoustic performance of Beth, although he denies the story, stating that he went to all of the looping. So it sounds like he didn't show up for the overdubs, so they just made his voice up. And the only time is in Beth because there was a fucking recording of it.
Yeah. I mean, the stuff that I heard him say in the film was, it sounded like his voice, but it's also not a very hard voice to,
right. Right. They also had an Asian as a stunt double
It's true.
A white Jewish guy. Come on.
Yeah. Ultimately, pretty terrible movie. Fun for me to watch as a Kiss fan. Probably a little more comical for you.
Yeah, I've seen some shit doing this podcast.
Yeah, I'm sure.
It wasn't the worst movie I've seen.
Probably a little outside the norm as far as what you cover.
No,
but
we've done.
But also, you wanted. It's your fault I'm here.
No, not at all. So we've done Young Frankenstein. We did Mr. Boogedy, which was a Nickelodeon.
Oh yeah, you told me about that.
Yeah. So this isn't really that far out of the norm. I'm trying to think. Yeah, here's Mr. Boogedy. We did Xanadu. Scariest movie ever. Look at that. We do it on a 0 to 5. I give it all 6s because it's such a terrifying movie. It also came out the week of April Fool's. In case no one caught that. So yeah, it's not really out of the scope what we do. We don't have a scope. We're just happy that people continue to listen to us.
Not anymore.
Yeah, everyone's gone. Although people may take a month and a half off or whatever until Corey gets back.
Well, I'm just looking at your list.
No, that's fine. Yeah, it's 100 and... Yeah, we've been doing this fucking 3 years now.
Yeah.
134 sweet episodes. All right, so now you got to rank it on a 0 to 5 scale. Unless you have more notes. I don't want to cut you off here.
No.
Spoiler alert. I kind of got to take a shit. So
Wow.
the coffee has kicked in full force.
There's,
You just might hand me that garbage can. Just don't look me in the eye.
like letting out your dog, Like, why do they look at you when they're doing that?
I don't know.
Don't do that.
I shouldn't have just clenched up my gut. See, we had Travis from Abiotic on.
Yeah, I remember that.
Now you got a girlfriend.
Now we got a girlfriend?
Yeah, so I don't.
So you don't hear
from him? He doesn't talk to me anymore.
Fuck.
I think Abiotic's coming back.
Really?
Yeah. He keeps posting about demos and they have like new band pictures.
Like what? I don't even know what happened to them. Like it just kind of stopped.
I think they all just decided they were like, this fucking stupid.
Yeah.
And they stopped.
Did they have some member changes? Like
drummer. I think that was it. The only person that changed was the drummer.
Okay.
Well, Travis wasn't the original singer because they had someone on the first album, and then Travis came in.
Actually, I think a dude from Minneapolis was going to play drums for them.
Yes, he did the tour.
Was it
the
Matt?
last tour that I saw him on?
Was it Matt?
I think so.
Yeah.
Because I remember, when they played at the Borgward in Milwaukee with Reaping.
Yep.
That dude did that tour. All right, 0 to 5, Brad.
Man, 0 to 5, 0 being terrible, and 5 being mediocre at best.
Best movie you've ever seen in your entire life.
I'm gonna go with a 2 max.
This number is arbitrary. It means absolutely nothing.
No, it means everything to me.
All right, it means everything to Brad. Then hopefully you're not too upset that I gave it a 1.
I'm good with that.
Yeah,
it's fully understandable.
Yeah.
Because as I'm sitting here saying, like, this movie doesn't make any fucking sense and it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
If it wasn't Kiss, I would have shut it off.
Yeah,
That's
I can see it. I can see it. And obviously, you and my dad have talked more Kiss than my dad and I have talked about most things in life.
Yep.
So his love of Kiss allowed it to be entertaining to me just because I grew up around Kiss.
Yep.
So, yeah.
And I would also like to thank you for letting me play your Kiss pinball machine and playing Kiss music at my request while I play it.
We could probably do that again
right now.
Well,
now.
Yeah,
after you shit.
We could do it. Yeah, just let me take a dump. We could totally do that again while you're here this weekend. Maybe you and my dad can
Hey,
each take a side.
Well, there goes your birthday party.
Just, we were going to have people over. Now it's just Brad and my dad listening to Kiss, playing Kiss pinball with Kiss face paint.
You're welcome.
No, that's fine. I'd totally be down for that.
Happy birthday.
Yeah. Just me crying in the corner singing happy birthday to myself.
Whatever, you got that talking refrigerator with beer
That's
in
true.
it. So
Slutty. That slutty slut. Oh, ice cold Coors Light. I filled it up for my wife to keep her busy. Oh, sweet. You can contact us by leaving us a voicemail at 805-328-3966. You can email us at pot@gncast.com. You can leave us a message on our website, too. You can follow the show on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at Podcast Terror. Subscribe to this podcast via iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, any of your favorite podcatchers. Leave us feedback, please. Don't call us fat hipsters. 5-star reviews. Those are the fucking tits. Corey made a nice little website. Go to bit.ly/potreview. You can leave us a review there. All subscription options and links can be found at gncast.com/subscribe. Finally, you can find the entire network on Facebook under the Galactic Network. If you want to help us without actually giving us money, but you still get cool things, you can go to amazon.podcastterror.com, shop like you normally would. The show gets a cut, costs you absolutely nothing extra, helps keep this bad mamma jamma free for you. This is the part, Brad, where you have to talk about where people can find you on social media while you're probably posting to Instagram right now.
I just took a picture of you.
I know,
while
that's
you were
what
talking,
I know. I saw
which
it.
is going to go on my Instagram
That's
story in about 30 seconds. My personal Instagram and Twitter are Brad Statusfear, STATUSFEAR. Statusfear Media is my company, so hence the name.
Slapped your leg and my dogs lost their fucking minds.
And like I said, I don't want to have to get up and pee in the middle of the night because
Yeah, I don't
that's
blame
going
you.
to happen.
Because that's, oh my God, it's the worst.
So yeah, that's my social media. I don't really fuck with Facebook anymore. I mean,
blame
it's
you.
there, but I'll post band stuff, but I don't.
If it wasn't for needing a page to do the band
Right.
page, I would have gotten rid
Yeah.
of mine, which I've made that argument a bunch. Now, you don't really have any information on your podcast, so...
Not yet.
Right, so when that's done, obviously get it to me, and I'll post it and update
Yes.
and shit so that
Thank you.
people can follow you there.
Speaking of which, episode 1, Matt Stein.
Oh.
It's
Yeah.
you.
It's me? That's me. Yeah, I'm actually really excited. I have always loved doing music podcasts because it's literally the one thing that I love more than anything in life is music. Unless we did a podcast about masturbating. Which is just me breathing heavily for an hour.
Like how we both just looked at each other. Like,
I
are
was
you going to say something?
I was
Or-
fully erect during that eye lock.
And you're not anymore. That was like...
I'm a quick up and down boy.
just moved a little bit.
Yeah, I just went...
Pants got smaller.
Oh, God. I'm about to do something in my pants. All right. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram and Untapped at Matt the Lifeguard. Corey likes to hawk his wife's shit. Hag_attack. She draws penises. Not even kidding. You've seen her artwork. Yeah, so
You've seen her penises.
I have seen a lot of her dicks. Yeah, so that's going to do it next week. We'll be back regularly. We're going to do Summer of 84 with Erika from Apex and the Abyss podcast. That should be fun. I anticipate an hour of her telling me I'm a terrible human being and that she hates me. Yeah.
I could tell you that right now.
Yeah, no, she's super. She's like the fucking great human being. Just likes to tell me how much I suck. And then she randomly gives me her husband's phone number. I just sent him a picture of me without a shirt on holding my dog.
This is why I love you.
Yeah, this is my life. All right, that's going to do it for another episode of the podcast here. We'll talk to you guys next week.
Stay scary, everybody.